Okay, all right. So back to code with Gabriel section. This module we are going to be talking about conditional statement. So conditional statement is a kind of a statement that allows you to choose between two or more options. So and most of the conditional statements are if statements, if else statements, if else statements. So it goes along usually used with the logical operator, which are three, mainly the and, the or, and the not operator. So those three are the logical operators that we have, and most especially they usually affect conditional statements. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. So what I have in front of me open up is Atom. So this is Atom. This is not Visual Studio Code, so you can see I have Atom right here, and I decided to use Atom because I feel like using Visual Studio Code every time really making sense, because it's creating a religious sense that Visual Studio Code is meant to be using for coding. No. Other editors also can be used for code. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. So what I have in front of me is an empty folder. You can see JavaScript conditional statement. So the folder is empty for now. Let's go ahead and create a file, our index file. The first thing to do is to create the index.html, which is, this is nice right now. And the second thing, we need to create our JavaScript file, so folder. Sorry, so I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to name it JavaScript. If I toggle down here, you see I have the index and I have the folder here. So if I click on the JavaScript file, also I want to right click and create a new file. So I'm going to call it scripts.js. So that's where we are going to be working. Let's go ahead and set up our HTML code, because right now we are on our own and nobody is going to help us to set it up automatically the way it used to do. So HTML, then we need to close this guys up. So that is the syntax that we've learned from very beginning of HTML, that everything is a tag, and once we actually open a tag, we need to get it closed. So another thing we need here is title. So we need to provide some information about our header. Then we can say conditional statement in JavaScript. If I can type, yeah, so like that. And we need some meta information, which is the first thing is the character set. We need the UTF-8, so those ones are already there for you to use. Then we need to set the name of this character that we're going to set now, which is going to be our viewport, and the content that we really want to use right in that viewport. So the content is that we want to set the width of our website to be equals to the device width, and the initial scale sorry for that, initial scale. So we need to set up our initial scale to be equals to 1.0 or 1. So let's just leave it as 1. 1.0 and 1 is still the same thing. All right, so these are really the informations that we need, which is very important to set up. So what we are doing right here, we need to create our body tag, like that. So I don't know why I have to do this, but at least I feel like it's important for us to know. So we need to welcome ourselves to conditional statement in JS. So let's just make this thing short like that. So let's close about our h1 up, and right here I'm just going to create a paragraph with an ID of our output. So let's close this up. Alright, so everything is set up right here within our HTML. The last thing that we forgot to do is to link this HTML file into the script. So let's do that. So we need to use scripts, then the type of the script that we want to use, we need to declare that. So the type we are using is actually text/JavaScript. So that is what we are using, and where it is, we need to tell our code where the script is. We really need to, let me just close this up, yeah, before I set it up. So I know everything is set now. So we need to set it up, the source where we hide our script. So we need to say this, which is from JavaScript folder, go ahead and pick up scripts.js, and it is being picked up right now. That's not bad. So let's just set let's so this is what we are going to be doing now. We need our output first, so which is equals to the document, so which is, we are getting from document, then we get our elements by id. So the id of outputs, this is really nice right now. So by the id of output, that's how we want to get our element. And if you feel like you want to use class name, you can say let output is equals to document dot get elements by class name. Everything in JavaScript is camel case of outputs. You can also use it like this, as you can be facing some kind of a difficulty with it, which is usually because most of the time I use the elements by id. And let me just show you the proper way to use this seriously. So it's let output is equals to document, oh my god, what's that? Who's doing this? Document dot query selector. So this is really the new version way of selecting elements in JavaScript. There we can see paragraph with an id of output. So this is nothing but the real way, or let me say the real method for us to go ahead and select HTML document, the elements these days. All these one are deprecated. I think they are using in EX8. Sorry, I said 8. Oh my god, that's bad. They are really using EX5, because right now we are writing EX6. ECMAScript. ES means ECMAScript. You can go online and search more information about the history of JavaScript. You are going to understand this ECMAScript that I'm saying. Let's just go ahead and pop this up. Don't let us waste the time right here. Let's see if this is valid first. So let's console.log the output if we don't have any syntax issue here right here. Oh my god, that's too big. So I'm just going to bring this down. Alright, so let's refresh this. I'm going to press F4. So you might just be wondering that how do I find myself here. It's very simple. You just copy the full part, then you paste it up right here. It's still going to do the same thing. Doesn't make any difference. Do we have the script link? Scripts, okay. Type equals to text plus JavaScript. This is wrong. Java. So you can see we do select our output very well, and right here we can see that even though I didn't use the document on get element by id, I used the query selector. We are able to get hold of our id. So that's the real syntax now. This is how you should be doing it right from now. So if it is class, you just use dots. Then if it is id, you just use after use hash. Okay, I talked too much. Let's go into conditional statement. So let's message. So we need message. So I want to set up the variables that we need. We need age. So these are the basic things we want to do right now. So message and age. So we say if. So let's go ahead and just really do this. The condition we want is that assuming we want to give the, let's say we have a situation whereby it's only people that are with age of 18 years upward that are eligible to vote. People that are actually below it, they are not eligible to vote. So we need to just do it now. So if the age, as you can know, is greater than 18, so then we want the message to be equal you have. So you then in JavaScript we cannot just write it like you are mature enough to vote. So it's really work. It's going to really work. So if you do it this way, it's going to work because this is surrounded by a double quotes. The old text is surrounded by a double quotes, and right in the middle we are using a single quote. But for very good practice, always use an escape character with just a forward slash then followed by any character that we use. So this tells JavaScript that this single quote right here is an escape character, like that. So let's just do it like that. So if, so I want to show you the if statement now. So let's just say the if statement. So if age is greater than 18, then once the message goes to you are mature, there we need to really put that on our what's it called, we really need to put that on our inner HTML. So output dot inner HTML, sorry, HTML is equals to message, and we haven't set up age yet, so let's just say age is equals to 20. Let's see what's up right there. I'm going to refresh this, and so let me close this up. When I refresh this, you can see you said you are mature enough to vote, and that is because truly the age is greater than 20. So let's just say it's 10 now. It's not going to show anything for us because we didn't catch that it said it's undefined and it's straight undefined. We didn't catch that, so for us to catch that, we can use the else statement, and that is where the use of the else comes in. So I'm just going to call this, comment this out and say if else statement. These are really very important for you to understand too. So else message that we are going to show is equals to you so I'm going to use a script character here nor mature enough, come back next time. So what do you think the message is going to be now? So we said if this condition is true, go ahead and do this, otherwise go ahead and execute this. That's what we are just saying. So I'm going to refresh the browser now. It said you are not mature enough, come back next time, and that is what it's just going to say, is going to tell us, because this kind of condition is met up. It's not really met. So that is all about the if statement. In the next tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how you can do the if else statement. Sorry, if else statement.